Good morning, my wonderful people. I'm happy to have you guys here today, which is April the 12th. Oh my goodness, of 2025 is ending, guys. We are halfway through the month. Welcome to the program. We are happy to have you here. As usual, please help us to share, like, subscribe, do all those things that we need to do to get this message going. For those of you reaching out throughout the week, we appreciate you. If you remember, we have informed you in the past that you are a stakeholder in this movement. It's a movement, right? We have defined the difference between movements and other things that organization and other things that people do. So you're a stakeholder. We thank you for the work that you're doing in the background. If you want further information, do not hesitate to reach out. Things are happening. Our people are waking up. Our brothers, our Hausa brothers are delineating themselves and making sure, because for years we got confused. We are like, oh, Hausa Fulani, Ndi Fulani, Hausa. No, 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 no. It's like my brother rightfully says, it's like saying Igbo and Yoruba. We are not the same people. But it doesn't mean that we cannot work together, right? We just have to respect our boundaries, understand each other, know that celebrate our differences, and then we bounce. All right, let me not jump ahead of the gun. My name is Mona Jim Saga, and I am here in Houston, Texas.
And my name is Ekwutosinam, Ekwutosinam Madibegi, Ekwutosinandi Igbo, Ekwutosinandi Africa. So you're welcome, like my sister said, to this wonderful program. Self-determination is our right. And if you're looking for information, how can I free my people? Then you have you have arrived on the right platform. Because in this platform, the Daughters of Truth, we get information, connect everything together, everything trending locally, internationally. We bring them together because the problem is that people see things, but they don't know how they're connected. So we connect them together, make it make sense so that you understand what is going on. So please, if you're seeing this video for the first time, calm down, don't worry. We will take you through some of the challenges and then tell you the meaning of the challenges, what the implication, and then the solution. That is why we are different. We don't just come to lament about these issues. We tell you what they are, the meaning, the implication, and then the way out. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. All right, so we'll not share amongst each other. I will be playing our song while we share, um, and then we'll be right back.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. I am here, my people. I'm here. This stupid HP laptop said I'm not supposed to appear today. So I'm not appearing, but the show must go on. The show must go on because it's all about people. We want our children to live life with dignity. We want to create a future that is sustainable for our kids. We want our kids to challenge anything challengeable. We want them to partake there on the center stage, right? We don't want them to be on the menu. We want them to be on the table where the discussion is going on. That's what this is all about. And we cannot get it by shying away from things that are not comfortable to us. We cannot get it, achieve it by praying. We've done that, still doing that. We cannot achieve that by pretending like it's not there, hoping that if you keep quiet long enough, you will disappear. And neither can we achieve and say, it's not my battle. You made it your battle the time you decide to get engaged and have kids and deliver them and bring them back to this world. So maybe you didn't receive the memo that that's how you invite yourself, but that's what you did. Whenever you decide to give birth to those children, you have made it your concern. So, brothers and sisters, it's that time again for us to do what we got to do, right? This battle is for us, it's not going anywhere. Nobody, there's no happy and wait for this one. It's waiting for you. So the earlier you join, the sooner we can finish this work. Thank you. All right, so this goes in line with our topic today, from slavery to citizenship. From slavery to citizenship. Please continue to help us to share and hit the like button. It helps to alter the algorithm, which is stopping some people from seeing this video. So, citizenship is not merely a legal designation, but a declaration of identity, agency, and belonging. It empowers individuals to shape their nation's policy, values, and future. But for millions of Africans who were stolen from their lands and sold into slavery, this fundamental status was denied. Stripped of rights, identities, and homelands, our people were rendered stateless and exploited as a property rather than acknowledged as people. From 1500, Sitekwe, are you trying to say something?
Yes, not just those that were taken from the from Africa, even those that are on the continent are also part of the slavery. Anybody operating the colonial and neo-colonial system in their land, the ancestral land, you are still a slave. That is, so it's all part of the slavery. Whether they took you out of the continent or you're
Or
remaining
you're
in,
still in the continent?
you are part of the slavery. It has not ended.
Right, absolutely. So I can't really see you only because I'm on another screen.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah.
Thank
So
you. Sorry, I just said let me add that little phrase. Thank
right.
you. So that our people, our viewers, so that you will follow the discussion because you say, oh, that was in 1985. Oh, that was in 18 Brigidi. No, it's now. But there's a solution. We can take you out of that slavery. You can take yourself out of it. We work together. So that's why we say from slavery to citizenship. That means there's a solution. But you must listen to my sister so that she'll break it down for you and then we'll give you the solution. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So, strip off our rights, identities, and homeland, even though some of us are still in the continent, we were rendered stateless, right? Because I was listening to a brother yesterday. He was saying how Nigerians are the fearless Africans that he knows. But what he doesn't know is that we are not Nigerians, that we are nations, that we are stripped of our nationhood and given a name called Nigeria. So, being able to delineate some of these things are important. So, I will continue. So, this brutal system of slavery, it more than devastated our people. It dismantled our traditions, it disrupted our economic development, and it left a lasting scars on our development and even us as people. So while some of us may say slavery has ended, because I see our people will say, oh yeah, slavery has ended. Oh, they built school, they built church, they built road. My brother and sisters, it wasn't for you. It was for their own good, so they can transfer their stolen goods. So that while they are in your land, if they get sick, they will have a hospital to go to. That was all. That was what it's all about. It wasn't about you. So today, many African countries, especially the so-called place called Nigeria, the so-called most populous nation on the continent, yep, we know that we are very rich in natural resources, yet we are still entrapped in the system of new colonialism. Despite all our vast resources, our crude oil, our natural gas, our precious minerals, we live in multidimensional poverty. And this is according to National Bureau of Statistics. This paradox we know is not an accident. It is the result of decades of corrupt governance, aka puppet government that was instituted by colonial powers, foreign exploitation, and global systems designed to extract our wealth while they marginalize our people. In addition, they added religious manipulation and ethno-political division, which further compounded the problem. The imported doctrines and divisive ideologies that have eroded our indigenous value system, leaving our people very disconnected from their heritage and even blind to the structures that oppresses them. Our people, our people that we know, we were once proud, self-governed, and innovative people. Currently, they have reduced us to beggars in our own land. They have systematically silenced and disenfranchised us. But it doesn't have to remain this way. History has shown that when we unite with clarity of purpose, transformation will follow. A truly decolonized Africa will begin the awakening of our people and give them the power not only to transform the continent, but to influence global equity. When our resources are harnessed to serve our people, when education is reoriented to reflect our values, and when every ethnic nationality is given the right to self-determination, we can see that the ripple effects will be felt across the world. So this struggle for full liberation is just not a Nigerian issue, as some of you would think, or even an African issue. It's a global imperative. The chaos the world experiences today, the conflict, the forced migration, the environmental degradation, all of this is tied to the historical and ongoing exploitation of African land and the people. So today we are asking justice for Africa, and not just also, which is also justice for the world. The struggle for our full liberation is not an issue, like I said. It's a global imperative. So today we will awaken, educate, and mobilize our people. Through our interactive live show, we will amplify suppressed voices. We will dissect the system of oppression. And of course, finally, we will offer final practical steps towards reclaiming our identity as well as our power. So I will pull up the video for the day while my sister add.
Thank you, my sister, for that wonderful introduction. Preparing our people's mind for this conversation, like we said, is live and is interactive. So please leave your comment, of course, constructive comments in the platform. We'll read them out, answer if it's question, we'll answer, because we want you to be part of this. So the first video we are pulling, it say, our elders, please tell our youths the truth about the establishment called Nigeria. That slave camp that they wrongly call a country. Can you please tell them the truth? Stop mixing words. Today you say this, tomorrow you say this, because it has to be something that will benefit you and your friends. Can you be consistent to tell them that they don't have a union yet? They don't have a country. They don't have a nation yet. They have a geographical space, but they don't have a system where they will be part as citizens. They will not be citizens. No, they're not citizens. It's a slave camp and they are slaves. Tell them the truth so that they can join solution, not joining problem. Because when you don't know what the solution problem is, solution will not make sense. You see them online speaking too many English, riddled with ignorance. Please, elders of our land, tell these children the truth, because eventually they will get to the truth. We are here to make sure they get to the truth, and by then you'll be put to shame. But you have opportunity today to tell them the truth and stand on truth. Stop shifting. Please go ahead.
An evolutionary phenomenon. It is the product of an amorous relationship between the British and their several mistresses in the place called Nigeria. So we're all lumped together. My brother Tony would even argue that that charter has expired. I tend to agree with him. So when you begin to speak in terms of evolution in relation to Nigeria is a fraudulent term. There is no such word. When you now speak to devolution, Nigeria is a paradox when you use that word, because there are several levels of lies you begin to unearth the minute you begin to speak in terms of devolution in Nigeria. You don't talk about devolution of power in a federal state. If Nigeria were to be a federal state, we would not be talking devolution of powers. Because in the first place, the lines of powers were clear from the beginning. From inception, it was very clear that if Nigeria had not been made a federation at inception in 1960, there would never have been a Nigeria. The first secessionist in Nigerian history was Ahmadu Bello. He was the first to shout the word, I think it's the Araba or whatever they call it, for division. He wanted the Republic of Northern Nigeria or Islamistan or whatever, but they were going to go. But the compromise that brought Nigeria together, that stitched it together, and it's important we understand that, stitch it. You don't talk about devolution when a country has been stitched together. But it was stitched together on very clear terms. One of those was a clear division of power between the federal government and the regions. It is only in Nigeria you find the incongruity of a federal government that is creating local governments. Baba FF was up here and he spoke about, is it 57 LCDAs that Lagos State has? When the swagalicious people in Lagos State started their division of local government years back, it was the APC, it was the AD PDP years. And we were told very clearly that Obasanjo in his usual dictatorial term was the one who had made it impossible for LCDAs to become local governments in Lagos. I am happy we have lived long enough to see the end of the PDP as a force at the center, and the APC that they have stitched together is the one in power today, and the LCDAs remain LCDAs because the madness of the federal government, where the federal government is the creator of local governments, remains in place. And even though they had told us that they were going to be talking about devolution of power and restructuring of Nigeria, and it was a core principle, that is no longer the case today. They'll tell you restructuring is not part of their agenda. Even though the dwarf of Kaduna, that's El Rufai, you can make that Hell Rufai. He was right there in a committee that was supposed to be talking about restructuring on behalf of the APC. So now, let us be clear about one thing. If you listen to the song Fever Nigeria by Fela, and I've heard commentaries online, I've read commentaries online where certain people have said that it was one of the few songs where Fela could have been said to have been politically naive. I say that with great respect in my heart because I've listened to the words. He was preaching peace and he was preaching togetherness. But there was an important ingredient that was missing in that message: justice. You cannot have peace in a place devoid of justice. Thank you. General F. Young, I believe it was when he was handing over the instrument of surrender, he said something to Obasanjo who received the instruments. He said, treat these people well, or their children will rise to fight against you. The tragedy of Nigeria today is that we've all become Biafrans. There are no Nigerians because Nigeria is not a place where you have citizens. We are all Biafrans because the Biafran question was a question of citizenship. So when I say the question, evolution or devolution, all I can tell you is this: we have to be intentional. And one of the intentions that must be clear to each one of us is that we are not going to vote our ways out of the mess we are in. So those who have been intentional about getting ready for 2023, let them also be intentional about understanding that some of us will consider it our life's duty to ensure that we campaign for a boycott of that election in the absence of a restructure. Thank you. Nigeria is not an...
We'll say it again. We are not talking of boycotts of elections. We are talking about stopping the journey so that we can go into transition to renegotiate and reconstruct the union. The place we are standing on is sinking and it's going to bury everyone. So we don't have a foundation. Our foundation is wrong. We need to get there. Do that first. So that's why it's not boycott. It's stopping the entire machinery. Everyone, not some people boycotting it. No, stopping it, stopping the movement to another fraudulent and illegitimate election. Now, this was said in what you call celebration. That was the event. 2021 was when Dele Farotimi said this. He finished saying it and moved our youth in 2023 to election. For what purpose? Why?
It has never been about our youth. It's all about their money. Our African men will sell out our children every chance they get. I'm yet to see one that will not. They will tell the truth today. Tomorrow, when they want money, to hell with the future of our children. My money first.
I've seen a few that cannot. I've seen a few of our African men
Amen. No.
that cannot. Tony
Amen.
Nadi is one, and he has been on
Absolutely.
this project for over 25 years. And there's some others with him. We have men in Africa. It's just that empty barrels make the loudest noise. So we are today speaking to noble men in Africa, men that are still men, that will not sell our children for a morsel of bread. Please, can you speak out? Can you stand? So that these noisy ones can go and sleep. Because we have a duty to our children. We're playing the next one. Please pay attention and listen. This platform is for education. We're not here to create content. Our time is too precious for us that we don't have time to create content. We are here to teach and enlighten. So please calm down, get your pen, get your paper, take notes so that you'll be part of the conversation. Thank you.
Nigerians and Indians were both colonized by the British. But the Indians rejected the British culture. They rejected the British religion. They rejected the British food. They rejected the British way of doing things and hold on to the British technology. You know, and then we have the Nigerians, that is us Africans, accepted the British culture, the British dress code, the British food, the British every religion, and rejected the British technology. now that is why the Indians are the most advanced. They don't need to speak English to make a cell phone. But me and you are colonized to believe that the more you speak a better English,
You can clean it
you
up,
are
right?
intelligent. But a perfect English is not a mark of intelligence. A mark of linguistic ability. You are able to speak. I speak 14 languages. I speak Swahili. I speak Spedi. I speak Xhosa, your language. I speak 14 languages. You understand? It doesn't necessarily make me intelligent. It makes me a linguistic. But we were colonized to believe that because you speak a perfect English, therefore you are intelligent. But how many perfect English speakers among us invented anything?
Oh, you can say that again. Please, I wanted to clarify. So when I was referring to the men, I'm talking about men in leadership, really. Not our daily men that are in the background doing the work. The men that do have the microphone to go and speak to our people. Those are the ones that I was referring to because they're everywhere. Every time you see them come and pretend like they're speaking, that's why every time you see them speak the truth. When it gets tough, they will make a U-turn and go for the cash every time.
Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So, are you done, my sister?
Yes.
So you see, in what our brother just said, he said that India, because people have been asking questions, we were colonized India and all this thing, that they didn't drop their culture, their religion. So, but in the case of Nigeria, there's no culture called Nigerian culture. There's no religion called Nigerian religion. What we have is ethnic nationalities have their religion, have their heritage, have their culture, which is why Nina said, dress back to your ancestral land and embrace back your culture, your tradition, your way of life, your secular, your view, your world view, because we have our own individual Yoruba, they have their own, because they were before the white man came. Igbo people have their own because we were before the white man came. Ishekiri, Ijo, Tiv, Efik, Hausa, they all had their own individual culture, tradition, way of life that even that supports the life, preserves the life of human beings before the white man came with his colonial structure. And that's why we tell you that Nigeria is a colonial entity. There's no Nigerian language. There's no Nigerian food. There's no Nigerian dress. There's no Nigerian culture. It's a foreign entity. It's a colonial entity. So if you want to build
It's basically artificial. There's no other way. It's
artificial,
made up. It was just
yes,
made up.
it was made up. So anytime anybody wants to say that, you see, you look fake. because you're either carrying the cap of Hausa and wearing konkokta of Yoruba and wearing a bead of Igbo. Like, you look confused. So that's why we state the ethnic nations. Go back to where you were before, then we begin to now renegotiate. So then we'll now say, what are our terms? What would this be? So that nobody will feel suppressed or oppressed or marginalized. Everybody will negotiate from their ground. For people that say, I'm the tribalized, get out with that language. Who put that in your mouth? That means you are confused, you have an identity crisis. You came from somewhere. If you don't know where you came from, find out where your father came from. If you don't know where your father came from, take one place and then go there and begin to. We want this confusion to end. You must embrace your identity, because your identity is tied to your ancestral land and your heritage and your way of life. It is important. From there, we will begin to negotiate. If we now want a union, we will say these are the terms. That is why we tell you that constitution making starts from the ground, not on top. 1999 constitution was concocted by the colonialists and their puppets and imposed on the ethnic nationalities. That's why they can steal and enslave everyone. But if you go back to your land and begin to negotiate from the ground, that's why I say constitution, constituent members. So you now become a constituent member of the union. Then you come with your own charter of relationship and constitution or whatever paper you're putting together, as you people have agreed in your land. Then you bring it and come and then unionize with the rest of the people. That's why it was like you heard in the video of Dele, when he said, if there was no true federalism, our people negotiated for true federal system. He said, if there wasn't, there wouldn't have been any Nigeria at all. The only reason that our forebearers agreed for a union to even begin was that they agreed that it would be a federal system, which was why we had different regions. If not, there wouldn't have been anything like that. We had conversation, we had discussion. It was based on that we said, okay, let's go and form a nation. And those that keep talking about amalgamation 1914, we have passed there. Where we are now is the table of 1999 constitution. 1999 constitution is the new amalgamation document imposed on the people. That's why we say it has to go down. Thank you.
Ways to own us. In 1712, they created the House Negro, not to be free, but to keep the rest of us in chains. He ate what the master ate, wore what the master wore, and loved the plantation because he got to sleep in the big house.
Their loyalty wasn't to us. It was to power, to whiteness, to survival, at our expense. By the 1900s, they gave them a new name, the Black Boule.
They handpicked scholars, preachers, activists, gave them titles, degrees, and a seat at the table, as long as they never flipped the table. Then came the 1940s. They expanded the program.
Actors, singers, athletes, dancers, all sold the same line. You're special, you're chosen. Just entertain and keep the rest of them asleep.
And it worked. Today, the House Negro wears designer, drives foreign, signs NDAs and million-dollar contracts.
They're told, if black folks get free, you lose the bag. This isn't evolution. It's a polished plantation, run by faces that look just like yours.
We stay dropping knowledge bombs. This is the Unwritten Truths. Our app is dropping soon. Follow us at Black Knowledge Network.
Hey, I'm tripping.
Right. So this is just more evidence to tell you some of the things that these people did and continue to do in different fashions. We see them give us church, all right, or so-called religion, and we know it's fake. They will be doing all manner of stuff. We will see them sign our brothers and sisters with $1 million contract to go and play basketball. And these people will hail from neighborhood. I keep giving an example with Obama and Oprah and Michael Jordan. They hail from a place called Chicago, Illinois. Every day, go and look it up. Google it. Not that I said. Boys, young African-American boys are there killing themselves. And then, God forbid, if it's a holiday weekend, if they were doing 50 during the week, they would turn it to 200. But Oprah do have the money to go and build a school in South Africa. Obama is a former president. Oh, Michael Jordan is busy switching out wives. Do you know why? If they use that money to help those people, because you would think, right? They have with Uche, have with a sense, they have the resources. Even if they don't, they can command enough people to donate enough money to save those boys. Guess what? You can't. You can't. Their hands are tied. If you want to make a change, you better go to Africa. For these killings going on in this neighborhood, is approved. Establishment approved. Please carry on. So they never left. They just changed the way they were doing business using our own brothers and sisters. It's time for us to wake up, brothers and sisters. I don't care if they look like you. I don't care if they're I don't care if they have your name, because that's where you get confused. Oh, our sister is in World Trade Center. How has that been in World Trade Center? How has that translated into your life, your daily life? Sister, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you forgot to add that they intentionally did that also because remember our young ones have to sign on their driver's license and everything that if anything happens, you should take all the
Oh, the
parts.
organ donor. The organ
Mhm.
donor. Mm-hmm.
You should
Right.
take any parts you need. So why would you stop them from unaliving themselves? They have to be doing it every day so that our people have not become spare parts
Hmm.
for other human beings to be alive. Instead of making our children to have a meaningful life so that they will stop unaliving themselves. Everybody has to wake up, like my sister has said. We need to wake up. They found a new way of owning us. And if you're not following properly, if you're getting distracted by religion, by fake whitewashed Christianity, we'll call it Arabized Islam, if you're getting yourselves distracted by those things, or allowing the pastors and the priests that are puppets in the hands of these people to distract you and make you think that is that leading you to God, you have something that's coming for you. Nigerians have been enslaved in their own ancestral homelands. And that is how in other African countries, it's the same thing happening. Look at this picture. They are not being killed off by these invaders. No one is speaking for them. If you move this picture on your phone, increase it, because we're trying not to increase it. See what this is real. Oh. This is from ground. We have people on ground. This is from village. The picture is direct coming to us. See the people that are lying down in their graves. One politician once told the people, say, if you start pulling for your land, which one is better? Is it your land or your life? Leave the land and run away. A politician, an official, government official, and APC government official. And when I say APC, please, it's not just because it's APC. APC, Labour, PDP, all of them, all the political parties are the same. No difference.
Oh, yeah.
As so long as they swear to uphold the 1999 evil, illegitimate constitution that enslaves people in their own land, there's no difference. So this next video that my sister is about to pull up, this is an example of the so-called hunters. You heard them now, they call them Fulani herdsmen. That's who they are. But they have changed them to bandits. Now the recent one, they have now called them hunters. Hunting in the city. What are they hunting? Human beings. So this video we're about to play is an example of the so-called hunters sharing meats after successful mission of hunting. You see the meat they're sharing. All the kidnapping and everything, that the money you're sharing. May God deliver Nigeria from all evils and the double standard, the people that know what the truth is, but they are not speaking up. These are terrorists, kidnappers. If lies go on for years, it will remain lies. But I tell you, one day, it shall end. We thank our father, Reverend Salemi. Thank you for coming. Our brother, Tony Nadi. Thank you, Isochi, for Igbo land. Thank you so much. Okay, please go ahead.
Sharruka na munafukanmu gungun maciya amana sai suka koma a gefe sun sa kashi na barna
All the
ganin
money
haka
you
na
pay
yi
them.
tawassula da sunan kalikina na sake na yi
And
tawassula
sharing
da
family
waƙar da
bonding,
na
village by
zana
village.
kafin haka sai rahoto ya ishe ni na gidana aka ce wai an yi bani waƙoƙi an kazana ciki.
Yeah, we have played. So we'll pull up the next one for you. You have seen it. You have seen. We just wanted you to see. Because that's why they ask you for cash. You take it to back to them. You know, when they take your loved ones, they unalive you, destroy your farm, destroy everything. So this is our brother from Hausa land, like my sister said during the introduction. Hausa, the indigenous people of Hausa land are not Fulanese. Fulanese are non-indigenous, invading. But from 1804, they invaded Hausa land and conquered them. Now wore the garments of Hausa for the longest time. The Southerners will say Hausa Fulani. They never knew the difference. They didn't know that an enemy came in and wore the garments of Hausa people so that they can penetrate into politics, into military, into economy, into everything. That's how they got to the throne of Nigeria. And that is why you're seeing what all those people doing coup all this while, they're not even Hausas. Hausas are conquered. They're Fulanese. So there's a program we have done here before. We're told that you have bush Fulanese and house Fulanese. The house ones got into the system in Nigeria. The bush ones are the ones that carry cows in the forest. They're the ones that they will give information. That's why you see when military goes out, they say, oh, to go and defend this community. They have already infiltrated military, the educated Fulanese. So you saw some of them coming up. Some of them is their father that is Fulani. Some of them is their mother that is Fulani. But they have more allegiance to that Fulani. You saw Sani coming to instruct the younger ones. Oh, you're educated, you are this. Yeah, those educated ones that enter into our banks, politics, everything in the system called the fake Nigeria. Then so when the bush ones want to come and kill, they are the ones that will tell the military or the police no, because they are on top, they're not in top places. Don't go on so time. So when they finish eliminating the villagers, they will not say, okay, you can. They will call them first. Have you people finished? He say, yes, we have finished. Have you left the village? Yes, we have left. Then military will come and say, wait them, wait them, wait them, wait them. That's why you keep going and going in circle and circle, is as if no meaning. Thank you, our brother Isi Momodu. Okay, please, you can play. Thank you.
See, what a lot of Nigerians don't know is Hausa and Fulani are two completely different people. We have different well, we're not the same. Even genetically, Hausas are more closer related to Igbos than they are to Fulani. Fulani is literally like Hausa and Fulani. We need to have a public divorce, because you see the shit that's going on. Fulani is every problem that everyone has in northern Nigeria with the north. It's with Fulani. But there is a small group who infiltrated the Hausas. I am Hausa, he's Fulani. We are complete. We don't speak the same language. The only thing we have in common is Islam. These people originally, Nigerian Fulanis originally, you look at them, they're not even from Nigeria, right? Okay, let's give it, they've come to Nigeria, they're now Nigerian, fuck it. They live in the north, fuck. We're not the same people. Hausa Fulani is the same thing as saying Igbo Ibibio or Yoruba Irobo. We are literally not the same. And Hausas, unless we come out and start disowning these people, everyone in Nigeria is going to hate us. Because anyone that's watching, do you know what's going on? So, Fulani herdsmen, they're a group of people in Nigeria. His people, Fulanis, they're herdsmen. They're lawless in Nigeria. They have guns. They're the only people in Nigeria who are allowed to carry guns. They have guns. They walk around all of Nigeria. They'll go to anywhere. They'll go into anyone's farm and they'll let loose their sheep on their cows on the farms, right? If the owners of the farm try to fight back, and the government does nothing, because the Fulanis are a very powerful tiny minority in Nigeria, but they hide under the. Now, I'm Hausa. We're a majority in Nigeria. The Fulanis now see themselves as they hide as a subgroup under Hausas. So they now use they fooled Hausas into thinking that we are not one.
You're not.
This dude, you need to stop this fucking shit you're doing. This is bullshit. We are collateral damage. Hausas are just there needs to be publicly, Hausas need to start coming out publicly and disowning Fulanis. We have nothing to do with these people. This is outrageous. We have lived in peace with every tribe in Nigeria for as long as that land has existed. The moment the Fulanis came in, every issue everyone has in Nigeria is with Fulani. But Hausas, for some reason, we keep going down as collateral damage just because we are attached to these people. This is outrageous, man. This is fucking insane. Like, his argument now is saying that, like, the Fulanis, right? Right now in Nigeria, they went to a state, a group of them, and they've killed almost 20 people on a farm because the people fought back. They did not want their crops eaten. That's a problem in Nigeria right now. This man's argument is, okay, so my people came to your town and killed your people, but what reputation do your people have globally? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What the fuck does that have to do with anyone knows this? Yeah, these are the type of people we need to be beaten in. You know, I take that back. I take that back. We don't need to be beaten.
Our brother is totally frustrated with what's going on. You can see he's delineating and making sure that we, especially we down where we are in the south, are no longer recognizing them as Hausas and Fulanis. They are not the same. These people, these Fulanis were created to cause chaos everywhere they go. It's almost similar to the thing that they did in Dominican Republic and Haiti.
Yes.
They took people from Haiti, took them to Dominican Republic, impregnated them and made them start looking white. And all of a sudden, they started fighting the ones that are dark skinned in the name of their light skinned fathers. The father that never wanted you, they just deposited a sperm so that you can become a chaos. But they hated the black people there. Like literally, they will come down here thinking they are white until Americans will tell them, no, you're not white, you're black. This is how bad it is. So we know what these Fulanis were used to do. That's why they don't have any place of their own. They were just a random sperm developing into human beings, and they are causing chaos everywhere. So thank you, brother, for making it clear and delineating who you are and who you're not. And it's about time we begin to recognize that these people are not the same. The Fulanis are marauding terrorist Fulanis used to make sure that our land will never be cool for us to stay in. That's all. That's why they have guns. That's why they have guns, you don't. That's why they're in leadership and you're not. That's why they claim that what is the thing they put on their driver license? They were born to rule and you're born to be a slave in your own ancestral land. It's high time we put a stop to all this madness. No longer would we sit around and allow not even a visitor, mad Onyara, to come into our land and be terrorizing everybody in the name of British neocolonialism or whatever it is. This is quite upsetting. Look at my brother. He can't even speak. He cannot even get his words out.
My dear, he's so full of emotion, and even that he's still trying to be a gentleman. Okay, beat him. Say no, I can't be saying this. This is how I'm now used to tell people I can't live in the north. This is how they are. They are humane. They are human beings. But the other group, they are not human beings. They are not human beings. They are beasts. And that's why they can be used. That's why they found themselves a tool to be used to destroy black people. And we are telling our people that what is giving the Fulani the visa to come in and do what they're doing is the 1999 Unitary Constitution. You heard my sister said, they have guns and you don't. Guess what made it possible? The 68 items on the exclusive list of that abominable 1999 Unitary Constitution is what made it possible that invaders have AK-47. But you, the owners of the land, have nothing. You can't even hold gun. You can't even hold stick.
You
Last
can't
week,
even get a drone without calling Abuja.
exactly. We told you about the young man that they attacked in the farm and he fought back. Nigeria judiciary has sentenced that man to death. That's why we tell you that every system, every institution under the 1999 constitution has been colonized, has been taken. It has been taken. Now, this is the next video. Like we told you, the country, the judiciary, the security agencies, everything have been captured. None is left. This is Danjuma, Nigerian army is exposing Nigerian army. T.Y. Danjuma, one-time defense minister of that abominable entity called Nigeria. He says that armed forces are helping bandits and wants Nigerians to protect themselves or face deadly consequences. This is not now he said it to. It's up to 5 years. But what happened? What did the politicians do?
Oh.
Gallivant,
Hmm.
conduct election, steal money, give birth to children, and marry women and have fun while our people perish. Listen, watch.
Is under assault. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Yep, you will all die one by one. We told you. Anyway, the man came not too long ago. Uh-oh, what happened?
Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
You're
Sorry,
not on the screen. Oh.
I'm back. Yes, I was playing the other. I made it bigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
The man told us last week. What is the guy's name last week that told you they don't have enough manpower to defend you? You better defend yourself.
Yeah, the general director of
DSS.
DSS. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Ajayi.
echoing the same thing, this man that benefited from that one Nigeria that told you. So imagine him coming out to say something.
Well, because they're killing his people now.
Yeah, is that bad?
They were part of the generals that eliminated people. Now it's happening because all of them, like Gowon, they are killing Gowon's people. David Mark, all of you that played role in exterminating people in that your stupid Biafra genocide that you allowed to happen, you have all paid with the blood of your people. Have you seen that earth we take is justice? We were saying we can change this. We can't continue this way because it's the same people that used all of you to kill 3.5 million innocent Biafrans and starve 2 million children to death. Is the same people that used you people to do that 1967-70 that are now eliminating you in Northeast, Northwest, Middle Belt, Yoruba land. Is it not time to repent? Is it not time to see that nature is against you for what you did to those innocent children? And what is the church doing while all this is going on? Almighty church, the people that hear God. One was saying, my father, Adeboyu, hears from my father, God. My father, my father. My father told my father. My father did. Could it be that my father is lying? Did my father lie? Did my father tell my father to lie? Whoa! A whole adult saying this in public, somebody's mother. Not somebody crazy on main road. Somebody's mother that gave birth to children.
It's called religious psychosis, my dear.
Religious psychosis. And we keep telling our people, if you're identifying with Ninas and you are still in these religious business centers funding them, you're deceiving yourself. You're not ready yet. We have called at least Ndibo because we will do our own. And we don't know what others are doing, but our own Ndibo. We are saying no to these religious institutions collectively, and we are pulling out one by one. We are telling you that all those your structures will collapse in Igbo land. You see
You
all those
say
your cathedrals, auditorium, because our youths are moving out en masse. We have woken up because they've been doing us boju boju. The more you look, the less you see. All these foreign things they brought to our land. I'm sorry for Igbo men or women that are trying to discourage our children and our people that know the evil these people have done to them and moving out, but trying to discourage them and call them names. One called himself Vika was taunting one innocent child with 500 money, whatever that he wanted to give, and he was talking jazz. These are puppets in our land.
Yep.
Very soon, you will not find a way to get home. We're telling you. Let's listen to this, our sister. It's not us saying it now. One of our daughters speaking. See how they look.
Pastors and your GOs are silent over the things that are happening in Nigeria. We talk about inflation, they no talk. We talk about high cost of living, they no cough. We talk about insecurity. We are not talking about the Fulani herdsmen that are wreaking havoc the whole country. You don't hear them talk. They're silent. They're not going to say anything because they're in bed with the politicians. They have been in closed door meeting. I don't know how many of you that are expecting them to come and say something. How will you be expecting people that are working hand in hand? There's no difference between the politicians and the pastors, the general overseers in Nigeria. They work hand in hand. They are in bed hand alone. They are like husband and wife. They're in the same fraternity. Now the same court all of them belong. Are you expecting them to say? They are the other side of the government. The one that sedates you, the one that keep you down. They are the opium that is used to control the masses. They don't want to come out and talk because their face have casted. Those ones where their face don't cast. They have been in indoor meeting, closed door meeting with the politicians, trying to come up with what to tell you, how to calm you down. But unfortunately, so many of them don't cast. We don't take them seriously anymore. Maybe they wanted to use someone like Beldamina, that's where a lot of Nigeria still respect, and that one no agree. So they're now silent. They're waiting for everything to calm down and make the thing die down on its own. See that other old man. That old man we don't cast, a miserable old man where they lie up and down. That one that drank tea with God came out the other day and started telling us stories of how Nigeria was so good, Naira was so strong, to the point that you cannot travel outside Nigeria with more than 500 naira. Later, Nigeria started accumulating debts. A lot of debts. And during the time of Obasanjo, God miraculously paid the debts. A very pathetic, useless old man. He could not even open his mouth and say that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala that came on board started cutting the excesses of government and helped clear the debts. He could not mention her name. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was too small for him to mention. Say God miraculously clear debts. That is how these people are deceiving you. You will be fool. You don't know how these guys hate you. That's why you are still funding their lifestyle. You don't know the kind of discussion they have with the government about you. They hate you. They hate you so much. At the end of the day, you go carry your money they give them. People need more gas. You guys don't know what we know about these people. If you know like 10% of the things we know about these guys, you'll be ashamed of yourself of calling yourself a Christian. You'll be so ashamed of yourself. You'll be so ashamed of yourself for calling yourself a Christian. Look at them. They will not say anything. Later now, after the whole thing died down, you will see them, they will come up and start telling you that God is aware of our situation. It's going to be fine. God is about to do something. God is about to do something. You people are not tired. You are not tired that since you were born, they will be telling you this nonsense. Even the time of your grandfather, the same rubbish. And Nigeria is deteriorating. Where is the God now? Where is the God? God is about to do something. God, for how many years now? For more than 2 centuries, they've been telling you about God. They told your grandparents the same thing. They died. They told your parents the same thing. They are no more. Look at you. You are not ashamed of yourself. You are still listening to nonsense. God is about to do something. This is the rubbish they will keep telling you. You'll be paying them, funding their excesses, funding their lifestyle. People that people that hate you, they will not say anything. It's telling us now that Nigeria is in debt, and it will still be fine. Look at Nigeria is in debt. If you don't know, even your unborn child is owing. The kind of money that Nigeria is owing the whole world, everybody is owing like 1 million naira, including your unborn child. It's owing like 1 million naira, that picking where you carry for womb. We are owing everybody. We are owing China, we are owing America, we are owing everybody. Very soon now we'll start owing Niger and Burkina Faso. We are not ashamed of ourselves. Continue funding their lifestyle. They fund them, they give them money. Maybe they sedate you, they tell you rubbish. You are not tired of hearing nonsense. This your brain is not filled up yet with garbage. Nobody actually wants peace like these, your religious leaders. They don't want to work. They don't want to work because they know that if any kind of chaos erupts, they will not be making money again. It will affect their business. That's why they will always sedate you. Let them be peace so that you continue to give them money. It's all about money, nothing else.
Yep.
Everything that has to do with this, your pulpit bandit, this your men of dog, is money. Now they see them as anointed. Who anointed them? They are not ashamed of yourself. Another person was anointed. You are not anointed because you're not a human being. If you don't regard them, Maggie, why would you give power to another human being? You know get head. If they anoint you, what will happen? This is how you people foolishly funded the lifestyle of the people that have snatched life out of you. Now to go church, you go church, they pray. One day, if you get visa to travel abroad, you come and give testimony. If somebody from abroad come down and marry your daughter, you start giving testimony. For your mind, you are not ashamed of yourself. You are celebrating abroad. Why can't your own country be like abroad? Do you think those people respect you? You don't have any respect. As long as you're a black man and you're a Nigerian, there is no respect for you. You are the one that is celebrating. Those people that are seeing you like an animal, like a lesser human being. That's why they do as they like on you people. Anytime they want to buy, they buy without looking back. They're not even see you as a human being. They see you as an animal. Instead of you to think, rise up and stop this your stupidity and think of how to fix your own country, fix your own place so that you'll be respected globally. You're giving testimony, you're celebrating traveling abroad or somebody abroad coming to marry your daughter. Nigerians, we are so shameless. See how your...
Yes, so
Said it all.
she said it all. She said it all. And we've told you that they use the church, religion, that's all of them. The colonial monsters use them as the tool to enslave you. And this our daughter broke it down. They sedate you so that you will be RAPE. Why they are doing you what these ones are sedating you. And that's why you cannot react. And as Ndi Igbo, we have made up our minds. Because how many times will something happen to you before you wake up? When we were fighting war, 1967-70, the Britain that we thought we are together serving the Lord as Christians, we are giving arms to the Muslims, killing us. The Fulani, then information wasn't as clear as it is now for us to understand is Fulani funding it. But guess what? Is the so-called people that we call Christians with us, Christian country, that funded the war.
Answering their name, Zagida Hazakwo, Donatus, and Alphonsus, and get rude.
We were forced to answer their name. Still, that's why even here, I've left church. Because it doesn't make sense that all this cry about the killing of our people, and people are here calling themselves Christians and taking Bible to Africa for mission. What mission? Mission of what? Preparing my people for death so that you can enjoy heaven on earth here? That doesn't make sense. So we have pulled out. We cannot be sponsoring people that are in partnership with our enemy. It doesn't make sense. See what they rendered our people. Their assignment is to keep our people poor, dumb, and distracted. You just look at what they call church and tell me whether anybody that has brain will be part of this nonsense. Look at it. Pay attention. We'll tell you when we finish.
Give up all things. You told me that the words of my mouth will not fall to the ground. You told me that whoever I bless shall be blessed. I stand in my office as God's servant. Lift up those phones. I command money to enter your account.
stupidity.
If you have faith here, that event will be better. I don't need to shout for you to get wealth. It is spiritual. Stretch that in all. I speak to Zenith bank account. Receive miracle money. I speak to Diamond Access account. Receive miracle money. I speak to UBA. Receive money. I speak to Access Bank. Receive miracle money. I speak to Guarantee Trust Bank.
Let's
It's
speak up.
heartbreaking. Look at youths that they should build factories and employ. They gave them phone to be lifting up for money to fly into from bank. Even a goat knows that this is a scam. Ordinary goat knows that this is a scam. But a full-fledged man is openly scamming people, and the security people are not arresting these people. And they're carrying on. Before Africans got this brainwashed and weakened by this false religion that they brought, you know what our people did? They chose death over slavery. Anybody preparing you to embrace slavery and accept it as the will of God is your number one enemy. Anybody telling you to calm down and relax in the face of slavery is you the first enemy you will deal with and dissociate yourself from. You saw how Hausa are coming out openly and divorcing themselves from the evil called Fulani because they don't want collateral damages anymore. Because when collateral damage comes, because it will come, we're not going to continue with this pain forever. It will come. If you don't separate yourself, go and read Bible because people don't know how to read Bible. You read it the way the colonial monster that corrupted it is teaching you. When we read it, we take what is inside it. When Achan did all the evil he did, for the earth to swallow Achan, the people were instructed to separate themselves from Achan and the family. That type of religion is the type my ancestors practiced, where evil is people separate themselves from abomination so that abomination will be judged. That's the type we practiced. I don't know the one that people are practicing. So this one, somebody made a post. It says Bex TV. He said the Igbo landing of 1803, because we learn from history. We tell you that Bible, for me, Old Testament is just a record of history. When you get there, you see the things that the people did. See the one that made sense, the one that didn't make sense. You see the consequences of the one that didn't make sense, and see the consequences of the one, you will see, because every action has consequences. So you will see by yourself. It's human beings recording their lifestyle and what they did. So this is history. A story many Igbo people do not want, do not know, because they don't know. Other people do not know it too. But what happened is when it started with Igbos, that they were moving from an Igbo to America. So he said, did you know that in 1803, a group of Igbo people made one of the boldest acts of resistance in African history? We are talking about resistance in the face of slavery. So they made one of the boldest acts of resistance in African history on American soil. These people were on American soil. They were captured and sold into slavery from their ancestral homeland. These Igbos were shipped to the coast of Georgia, USA, where you call Atlanta now, part of that area. But when they arrived, they refused to accept a life of slavery. Led by courage and unity, they marched into the water and drowned themselves, chanting in Igbo that the water spirit will bring us home. What they did was, they know that the people that bought them paid money. So instead of me to allow you to make me what you used to make money, blood money, I rather waste that your investment. I waste it. I won't be alive. I allow that invest. It's like what the church is doing today. The church is playing a role in our enslavement. But
Yep.
our people are enabling them by remaining in that business center they call church. We are saying, leave that place, waste that their investment, leave the place so that it will collapse, it will die a natural death. The assignment will finish. I'll continue to read. He said, this powerful moment, now known as Igbo landing, has become a symbol of freedom, bravery, and spiritual resistance among African Americans. It is even referenced in songs, books, and movies in the US. Yet, many Igbo people, and I will say other ethnic nations too, today do not know this part of their legacy. It's a legacy of resistance against slavery. You see the picture they used to show this. This is the heritage that we have. In the face of slavery, you do not sit down chanting hymns. You do
Neither
not.
do you bow to any other freaking man.
Yes, you don't do that. It's not allowed. You will do everything possible to free not just yourself, but your children and your grandchildren. So, what we are seeing in Nigeria is abnormality. That's why we know that Akameria, something is inside behind, and we are putting it on the face of the church. All those church leaders, we are blaming them for what is happening in Nigeria. They are evil, they are evil, they are evil times 100 square roots. That's how evil they are. I don't have word to explain the type of evil natured those your church leaders are. And people still associating with them. I don't know what to tell you. So that's why Nina's 7 years ago, through this post by our brother Tony Nadi, he said, slaves have no rights whatsoever. 1999 Constitution is a master slave imposition. Slaves have no rights whatsoever, including the right to life and property. How much less such exoteric rights as freedom of speech, of movement, of discrimination, and the like. You don't even have freedom to life. No talk of saying, my freedom of speech. Oh, this one. You don't understand where you are. He said the caliphate imposed 1999 constitution, just like the Boer imposed apartheid constitution of the apartheid era of South Africa. Is master slave, let me see, is master slave
Ordinance.
ordinance. Okay, I can see it from here. Yes, it's master slave ordinance. Thank you, my sister. All those who waving one political party color or the other go swearing to defend and uphold the 1999 constitution or seeking to contest elections under it are the greatest enemies of the much tormented and entrapped peoples of Nigeria. They are rogues, complete rogues. He went further to write, the lawyers in Nigeria who parade and pride themselves as human rights lawyers, but who clutch the same 1999 constitution as basis of Nigeria are criminals, feeding fat on the ignorance of the people. The solution, therefore, to the situation we are in lies exactly in what Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela did with the apartheid constitution. Overturn it, dismantle it. Everything else anyone tells you is anchored on falsehood and dishonesty. Tony Nadi, LNC, April 7th, 2018, 7 years ago. People heard this and still kept quiet, still continue to wallow in ignorance. Why? The church. the religion, both of them. We call the church more because it's supposed to be a beacon of light to those
Oh.
in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just hope, but light and direction
And
to those
freedom.
in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
It are supposed to be salt of the world. But you know what? The Bible already told us what to do with you. He said, if the salt loses its saltness, he said it's useless. All you can do with it, throw it outside, step on it. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We are only obeying instruction given to us by Elohim, not the mammon God that you worship. Because all you Christians in Nigeria, you worship money and human beings. You are not even the follower of Yeshua HaMashiach. You are not even true Christians. You don't believe in nothing. You don't even know God. That's why we will talk to you the way we talk to you. So we'll play the next video for you to now say, okay, what do we do? What's the instruction? Pay attention, please. Thank you.
And win power and then solve the problem tomorrow, are not telling us what they're going to do with the Fulani herdsmen that are approaching them. And if you think that the global terror index that identified Fulani herdsmen as the fourth most deadly terror organization in the world, if you think they are foolish in calling them Fulani, now tell me, why are killings going on in Zamfara? Muslims are being killed. It is because it is a Fulani agenda wearing a religious garment. If you don't find answer for that question, they will keep taking you from PDP to APC or to mega party. I'm sorry for those who are putting together those mega parties, because you are inviting us to come to renew our enslavement.
Thank you.
www.ninasvoice.org. I repeat, www.ninasvoice.org. If you want to leave, you acquaint yourself with what is going on. If we want to die, we can go to elections.
This video, there's a fuller one that is up to 20 minutes. We just play this clip. We will post it also on our platform so that you go and watch the entire thing. This happened 2021. People were warned, told what to do, told what was coming. They chose ignorance. But you know what? Whether you are ignorant or not, what will happen, will happen, and then you will wake up. My people will say, "Okpano okpokobu, nti ọnwụ chiri ya." So for those that are paying attention, thank you for staying with us to the end. Please type there, sovereignty belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. Type in the platform. If you watch to this end, that means that you're really serious about liberation, about the life of your people. Type sovereignty belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. So you heard in this video, Fulani herdsmen, the world declared them fourth most dangerous terrorists in the world. So what are you doing? Not solving that problem, but you're not planning to go and do election with them so that they will not become your president and manipulate everything. So stop the journey to illegitimate 2027 national election. The winner will always swear to uphold the 1999 constitution that has handed your land and yourself in the hands of Fulani people. So we'll read this one. It says, Nina says state governors must create armed security agencies now because the people need to be protected. Governors must now step into the role of filling the gap since the federal government is not coming to defend the people. Rather, federal government is complicit in the attacks. Governors must now. The governors that are listening to us, that have been following Ninas, this is what you must do to protect your people. Be on the side of your people. Act now. Send bills to your state assemblies. Let the state assemblies pass the bills. Let the governors sign the bills into law to issue firearms to security agencies that are going to create, that they are going to create to defend their people. Create armed security agencies. See above. That's, she was referring to something. Armed security agency, armed security agencies. We're not saying security agencies with wood and bottle. Armed, legitimately armed, trained, armed, because we need discipline. For you to give someone arm, you must discipline the person. So it has to be a legitimate thing, not things that you go and carry a one side man that is creating some group of boys that he's keeping hungry, and then you carry them and go and be doing nonsense. That's not the type of thing we're taking. It has to be professional. They have to be trained. So create armed security agencies that will defend your people against armed invaders. Did you hear? Create armed, in capitals, security agencies that will defend your people against armed invaders. The invaders are not coming with stick, they're armed, AK-47. These agencies are not state police. Please listen. They are not state police. Not anything the National Assembly has to approve of. Not anything the IG of police has to approve of. Remember, we told you that they even get to having drones so that they will see when these people were in 2025, for crying out loud. Why do we behave as if we are this is era of technology and information. When you create this, you'll be able to have drones monitor when these these arm-bearing rats are coming from forest. You will comb your forest. Just continue just put her somewhere. You, the governor, that is your role. This is what you're supposed to do. Stop making our people to cry as if we are living in 1806. This is 2025. Use your brain, for crying out loud. But you have to do it legitimately. You know what gave you power to do that? Constitutional force majeure that Ninas has done December 16th, 2020. It was based on that we are giving this instruction. So transition is the time-bound period before entering a democratic and new dispensation, having rejected the imposed one Nigeria of fraudulent 1999 constitution. So we say unitary Nigeria is here, then we are transiting, moving to the new order. So from slavery to citizenship. For you to be a citizen, for you to know what it means to be a citizen, just like America, with one person, one American person, when American citizen dies, America will go. One American citizen is in danger, American government will go all out to defend them. That's what it means to be a citizen. So, but 1999 constitution will never allow you to be a citizen. It will only make you a slave in your ancestral home. So transition, not election, transition, so that you can move from slavery to citizenship. In that new dispensation, we, the indigenous peoples, we make and agree on the constitutional arrangement that will start everything fresh, new beginning. Everything will be new. And we said, you are able to do this because of Nina's constitutional force majeure of December 2020, which is a joint multi-regional strategy or machinery for dismantling the 1999 constitution, precipitating an orderly transitioning and distilling successor protocols founded on self-determination. The trigger is to reject 1999 fraud as basis of 2027. This was, again, 4 years ago. But truth, even after 100 years, remains truth. My people will say, "Mmiri dọ n'eju, dọrọ nwa If you refuse to embrace truth after you have died, after you are hungry, after everything that will not happen to you, because truth was meant to stop that thing that will happen to you from happening to you. But you rejected truth. After you have finished buying, after you are hungry, after they have broken your head, broken your leg, fractured your nose, fractured your ear, fractured your leg, your hand with bandages, you will go and embrace truth. That's the only way out. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. You disappear from the screen. All right. Yes, brothers and sisters, you can see there's a link for that video. I think it's mixed with other things. I'm not really sure, but we'll find that. I'll find it and post it in our on our Facebook page, so that you can have access. So thank you so much for joining us today. Like we said, this is a movement. You have a role to play. If you're a mother, if you're a sister, even if you're an aunt, you have to join hands in making this information get to our people, because information is power. Just this little information that we just gave you guys based on constitutional force majeure and how you can defend our people without waiting for any approval from any criminal legislators, we call them. We don't need them to secure our lands. We don't need them to protect our people. We don't need those colonial structures or neo-colonial structures, because we know they are there to make sure that we don't react, be it in form of religion, be it in form of whatever they are doing. We are taking back our self-determination, and it begins with you having enough knowledge to know when to move. So until next week, brothers and sisters, remain safe. Continue to please help us to share this information. And as long as we are doing this work, it must come to a fruitful conclusion.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.